Good morning, everybody. Bonjour. Welcome to Felony First Appearance Hearings. I am Judge Mindy Glazer. I will be presiding today the video for First Appearance Hearings.
If you look closely, you will see Donna Adelson. After a jury convicted her son Charles Adelson of hiring hitmen to kill Dan Markel in Tallahassee, Donna Adelson made plans to move from South Florida to the country of Vietnam, a country that does not have an extradition treaty with the United States. Why move to Vietnam? Well, you see, at her son's trial, prosecutors presented evidence suggesting that Donna Adelson was also involved in the plot to murder her former son-in-law. After Charles Adelson was convicted, the lead prosecutor, Georgia Kappelman, was asked if other members of the Adelson family would also be charged in connection with the murder. Her response was,
I don't know the answer to that question yet. So stay tuned.
So, as soon as her son was convicted, Donna began working on Plan B, fleeing to Vietnam with her husband, Harvey. She even discussed those plans on the phone with her son, Charles, during several recorded and monitored jail calls. Unluckily for her, law enforcement was paying attention, and on Monday, November 13, 2023, the same day when Donna and Harvey were scheduled to get on Emirates flight EK0214 in Miami, Judge Stephen Everett, who had presided over her son's trial, signed an arrest warrant for Donna that was filed with the clerk at 5:45 p.m., less than 3 hours before the flight's scheduled departure time. However, the FBI moved quickly, and Donna was apprehended at the Miami International Airport before she was able to board the airplane and take off to Vietnam.
A side note, fittingly, Judge Glazer has gone viral before, a few years ago while also handling felony first appearances in Miami-Dade. Judge Glazer ran into a defendant who was a middle school classmate of hers.
Did you go to Nautilus for middle school?
Oh my goodness.
So it is only fitting that Judge Glazer would preside over the first appearance in this case that has also gone viral. So here's Donna Adelson wearing a self-harm prevention suit, waiting for her turn to appear before Judge Glazer with her soon-to-be jailmates.
Good morning, everybody. Bonjour. Welcome to Felony First Appearance Hearings. I am Judge Mindy Glazer. I will be presiding today the video for First Appearance Hearings has been made to all defendants. Oh, thank you, Tony. I got something for you when you come in here, okay? Anyway, let's get started. I need everybody to please stand up, raise your right hand, and be sworn in by our clerk.
Necesito que todos se coloquen de pie, por favor, para prestar juramento.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth I do?
Jurano declara solemnemente que la declaración que están por dar será la verdad y nada más que la verdad, digan lo juro.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Gracias, por favor, tomen asiento.
Madam Interpreter, raise your right hand.
Yes.
Swear that you will faithfully interpret from English to Spanish, Spanish to English, the questions asked and answered given to your best ability and possible abilities.
I do. Patricia Parra, certified court interpreter for the record.
Good morning.
Morning, Your Honor.
I will be appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent all of the defendants on the in-state extradition cases as well as the felony cases, unless you tell me that you have hired a private lawyer or unless I determine you have the financial ability to pay for a private lawyer.
Bien, estaré nombrando al abogado de oficio para que les represente en los casos de extradición, así como casos de delitos mayores, a menos que usted me diga que ha contratado a abogado particular o yo determine que tiene la capacidad financiera de pagar por un abogado.
And please make sure that you keep all of your future court dates. Your arraignment will be in 30 days if you're out of jail, and you must go to court, otherwise your division judge will issue an order for your arrest.
Y por favor, asegúrese de mantener todas sus fechas en el tribunal. La lectura oficial de sus cargos será en 30 días. Si está fuera de la cárcel, debe asistir a la audiencia. De otra manera, el juez les pedirá orden de arresto.
Okay, and if there's anybody on Zoom who wants a case called out of turn, please type the defendant's name in the chat room.
Si alguien que se encuentra conectado a través de Zoom quiere que se le llame su caso fuera de turno, por favor escriba el nombre del acusado en el chat.
This is an announcement for people on the extradition calendar, the out-of-state warrants. I don't need the interpreter. If you're here for an out-of-state warrant, you need to tell me if you want to waive or contest extradition. A waiver is the quickest way out of this jail. The demanding state will have up to 30 days to pick you up. They usually come and get you in 15 days. It's the quickest way out. The other choice you have is to contest extradition. That means you want to fight the arrest warrant. You're not fighting the charges, just a piece of paper that says you are wanted in that demanding state. A lawyer will be appointed for you if you cannot afford one, and your lawyer will be able to challenge the legal sufficiency of a governor's warrant. And one other thing, if you have a local case pending and you want to waive extradition, the 15 days for the demanding state to pick you up doesn't start until after all of your local cases are closed. Okay, let's get started now. Can the attorneys announce, please state?
Good morning, Your Honor. Eileen Keeley on behalf of the state.
Good morning.
Nessa Ath on behalf of the state.
Good morning.
Public Defender, good morning.
Good morning. Let's begin. We have... She's been here like every day. That's why. I hope she doesn't come in with more cases.
I think the private attorney is present for Donna Adelson on the in-state fugitive warrant
Can you
calendar.
promote her? So I'll call that first. So calling up Donna Adelson is a private attorney.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
And I apologize, it is an in-state warrant. I did write out of state.
You see, Ms. Descalzo was announced as Donna's lawyer a few weeks earlier in connection with Donna's efforts to avoid being interviewed by prosecutors in the lead-up to her son's trial. Ms. Descalzo objected to the state's investigatory subpoena, arguing that it did not confer use immunity to her client, Donna, and that her client wanted to preserve her constitutional right not to incriminate herself. The state moved to compel, claiming that Ms. Descalzo provided no legal authorities in support of her arguments. At the beginning of the hearing, Judge Everett scolded Ms. Descalzo for not revealing in her filings direct legal authority that contradicted her position. Judge Everett swiftly granted the state's motion to compel, but in the end, the attorneys worked things out, and in exchange for a guarantee that neither Donna or Harvey would testify at their son's trial, the interviews were canceled.
Marisol Descalzo on behalf of Harvey and Donna Adelson.
We're here this morning on the state's order to show cause. Ms. Descalzo, I also have received your motion to dismiss and answer to the order to show cause. Procedurally, I believe it is. We do need to address your pleading first. However, there are some things that I wish to point out before you make any arguments. Mr. Desclazo, you understand under the rules of professional conduct, you have to be candid with the tribunal and disclose all adverse legal authority to your position.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you aware of the case of State versus Bellador, and that's found at 96 Southern 3rd, 993?
Your Honor, if it was not cited in my pleading, I am not aware. I recognize that there are cases that state that Florida Statute 914.04 is constitutional, and I cited those in footnote 3 of my motion, but I'm not sure what Bellador goes to.
Bellador goes specifically to what your motion to dismiss argues, that a party who has received immunity from the state may still be subject to federal prosecution. In Bellador specifically, the circuit court did not grant the state's order to show cause. The state sought a writ of certiorari, and the 3rd District Court granted the writ on the basis that the immunity that is extended by the state extends to other prospective prosecuting authorities, including the federal authorities, and cites to a United States Supreme Court case from 1964, which stands for the same proposition. In effect, with your motion to dismiss, you're arguing against a statute, Florida appellate law, and the United States Supreme Court. What is your basis in fact or law to make this argument?
So let's see if Mr. Scalzo does any better this time around, considering that this is a very simple proceeding.
She's been here like every day. That's why. I hope she doesn't come in with more
Judge,
cases.
I think the private attorney is present for Donna Adelson on the in-state fugitive warrant
Can you
calendar.
promote her? So I'll call that first. So calling up Donna Adelson is a private attorney.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
And I apologize, it is an in-state warrant. I did write out of state.
That's okay. We have a busy calendar today, so.
You do.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, you were arrested on a warrant from Leon County, Florida. The charges are public order crimes. It says attempted solicitation, conspiracy to commit a capital felony, homicide, willful, it says homicide, maybe attempted homicide, I'm sorry. Attempted solicitation or conspiracy to commit homicide. It looks like 2 counts of that. So your attorney is here. Ms. Del Caso, anything you want to say?
Good morning, Your Honor. Marisol Descalzo on behalf of Donna Adelson. We are going to waive extradition.
Wait, Mrs. Scalzo, this is an in-state arrest warrant. You must be confused. Miami is still part of Florida, and your client never made it out of the country, so you don't need to waive extradition. Well, we will let Judge Glazer explain it all to you.
Okay. We have a busy calendar today, so.
You do.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, you were arrested on a warrant from Leon County, Florida. The charges are public order crimes. It says attempted solicitation, conspiracy to commit a capital felony, homicide, willful, it says homicide, maybe attempted homicide, I'm sorry. Attempted solicitation or conspiracy to commit homicide. It looks like 2 counts of that. So your attorney is here. Ms. Del Caso, anything you want to say?
Good morning, Your Honor. Marisol Descalzo on behalf of Donna Adelson. We are going to waive extradition to.
You don't have to
Leon
wait
County.
for an in-state. It's an in-state warrant, which means, so basically you have a warrant from Leon County. It sounds like really serious charges. They have up to 15 days to come and pick you up. The reset date here is November 29th to make sure you get picked up. So, Ms. Del Caso, what you can do is reach out to Leon County, the prosecutor's office there, and see if they'll agree to a bond. If they do agree to a bond, you're welcome to contact Ms. F. She can send you a sample order we use, and with that order, we can sign it.
Judge, I think it's unlikely there's going to be an agreement.
I don't know, it's a solicitation case. Anyway. Okay, so you want to hear something funny though? She looks like a lady that was on my airplane yesterday. Mm-hmm. Did you come in from Paris? No?
I did not.
She looked, no, your client did. She looks like a lady who was on the airplane with me, for real.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm saying that was on my airplane yesterday. Mm-hmm. Did you come in from Paris? No?
I did not.
She looked, no, your client did. She looks like a lady who was on the airplane with me, for real.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry you're going through all this. They have 15 days to pick you up. The reset date's November 29th, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it for that. Okay. Anyway, let's go. Jeremy James.
James is present.
Good morning. Sir, you were arrested on a warrant from Broward County. The warrant was issued on...
So Donna will be escorted up to Tallahassee as soon as she gets ready to face the music for her alleged role in that sinister murder plot that killed her former son-in-law, Dan Markel. I want to bring in my guest now. He is a trial attorney and former prosecutor, James Waksuski. James, good morning to you. James is joining us by phone. He practices law in Tallahassee. James, first of all, thank you for joining us. And in terms of what happened with Donna Adelson, I think many of us expected this to happen. Your thoughts on the strength of the case that the state has brought against her?
Well, obviously, it has become, first of all, hi, Julie. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I think, obviously, the case has become much stronger against both Charles Adelson and Donna because of her actions in the last couple of days. The fact that she made a phone call to her son, and it was a recorded line in the jail that discusses her plans after the conviction of her son. So the day after, she talked to her son on the phone while he was here in Leon County Jail, and they discussed what she was going to do as a result of the conviction, as a result of the fact that the family's plan to get away with this murder and to save face with those two boys by pretending that they were victims of the same people that killed Dan Markel. When that failed, she became desperate. And so, to me, I loved your opening statement, and I'd like to add a couple of points.
Thank you,
Number
James.
one, murder doesn't buy happiness. And
right.
Number two, murder affects the mental health of the person involved in this. And in this case, what it has shown is that you have very intelligent people that have made very silly mistakes. This includes Wendy talking to Jeffrey Lacasse about the murder plot and about the fact that her brother had looked into hiring a hitman just days before the murder, which makes me assume that she at least at a very minimum knew about what was about to happen and that was weighing heavily on her mind. You have Charlie, after all this arrest and the release of the probable cause affidavit, before Amy Adelson was arrested, making statements to friends like Ryan Fitzpatrick, telling him, oh, if you don't talk, you can get away with murder. That statement makes him unlikely to get away with murder and was one of the reasons why he was convicted. And now you have Donna, who obviously made the biggest mistake of all, because now she sunk any chances that she will win a trial. And if her son ever gets a retrial, this evidence is going to be used against him as well.
Oh, that's a great point, James. That's a really great point. And you've served as a prosecutor. You certainly know the drill very well. You've been in the trenches. You've tried tough cases. And now with this one, it's been one of those unusual cases where it seems that law enforcement has kind of had to go for the low-hanging fruit first, so to speak. You know, these people who were willing to get their hands dirty. To me, these Adelsons, it seems to me like they didn't want to get their hands dirty, so they tried to remove themselves from the crime by putting money in the middle. But slowly but surely, those wheels of justice just keep on turning. I'm curious, James, if you think that there are some other Adelsons who are going to be charged too, because I did think Donna would be next. I really did. I thought Donna, and I thought, oh, Wendy's a close second, so I'm waiting for that other shoe to drop. Your thoughts on Wendy and Harvey? Do you think law enforcement will eventually get all of the Adelsons on this?
Sure. I think that definitely on Harvey, they have solid evidence of him at a minimum as an accessory after the fact. And one of the themes at the trial was that the murder for hire plot and the murder of Dan Markel was a birthday gift for Harvey. So that kind of goes against the possibility that he was involved before the murder, and suggests that later he found out that it was his family that did it for him, perhaps, or at least that was what they were telling themselves, that they were doing it for Harvey, because I think this was obviously done primarily for Donna. But so at a minimum, they have some evidence against Harvey to charge him as an accessory after the fact for hiding this whole conspiracy.
James,
but,
appreciate
Wendy,
it.
Sure, but for Wendy, I actually have done a deep dive into this case already for several years. And back in 2020, I actually did a video where I discussed the top 20 reasons why I believe she was involved. Now, the evidence against Wendy is not as conclusive as the others. I think Georgia Kappelman during the jury selection used an example of how circumstantial evidence can even be stronger than direct evidence. And she used an example of the mom arriving home, and there were two kids, and there was a box of sugared donuts that was empty, and the two kids had powdered sugars on their face and on their hands. And so obviously, even though each one of them said it was the other, the mom could tell that both of them had their hands on those donuts.
Right.
And ate donuts. So when it comes to this case, if you use the same analogy, I think that obviously Charles and Donna have a lot of sugar all over their face and on those sticky fingers.
Yes.
And it's a lot.
Yes.
But Wendy has some, but maybe not as much. You know, maybe she was a little bit more careful when she took a bite of that donut and didn't get so dirty.
So we had trace evidence of the powdered sugar on her face, right? Oh yeah.
So it would be a more difficult case, but I think that they, you know, if they wanted to, they could charge.
Right. I mean, I'm glad to hear you say that, James, because you practice in this jurisdiction. You know Florida law. You know, I've been a prosecutor. It was in Pennsylvania where I was a prosecutor, and I've said all along, I believe there's enough evidence to charge all three of them based on my experience in education. And so I'm glad to hear it from you, someone who is licensed in that state and who has researched this case extensively. James Wegsuski, we have to say goodbye to you, but please come back. We'd love to hear you talk more about what you shared in that video about Wendy Adelson. We're going to be all over this one on Mom Donna as it continues to progress in the system. Thank you so much. Take good care.
And thank you for having me.
Of course.
October 27th of 2023, count 1, written or electronic threats to kill or do bodily injury, and count 2, domestic battery, domestic violence. And it says no bond. There's also a misdemeanor arrest warrant for driving with a suspended license. So I'll appoint the public defender's office for you. Broward County, there's no bond, so Broward County has up to 15 days to pick you up. The reset date is November 29th.
Resetting for the afternoon. This is an arrest warrant. It should be bondable. The first one is, and then the second one, he has a bond on it.
Count 2, it says no bond. The first 2 counts are no bond.
The first 2 counts, but those go to the arrest warrant.
Okay, that's fine. No problem. I'll sit in the afternoon. Let's see if they'll agree on bond. Okay, I'll see you later. 1:30. Next, we have Darian Zumeta.
Your Honor, I have him as a V box as well.
All right, good morning. Sir, you were arrested on a warrant from Leon County, Florida. The warrant, and you speak English, right?
Spanish.
Spanish, please.
Spanish is present.
Good morning. You have an arrest warrant from Leon County, Florida. The warrant was issued October 30th of 2023. The charge is violation of probation.
Señor, le han puesto una orden de captura de el condado de Leon County. Y fue el 30 de octubre del 2023 y el cargo es quebrantamiento de probatoria.
So, unfortunately, there's no bond on the warrant, but the public defender's office is appointed for you, and you can call them with any questions.
Claro, desafortunadamente esto no hay ninguna fianza, pero puedes llamar al abogado de oficio para que te ayude.
Your case is reset here November 29th to make sure you're transported to Leon County. Good luck to you, sir. Have a good day.
Está bien, entonces el caso está presentado.
I have another case, Claude Lewis.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear anything you said, Your Honor.
I said the reset date is November 29th to make sure he's picked up. Have a nice day.
Sí, la fecha que te van a recoger es el 29 de noviembre, así que que tengas lindo día.
Okay, next
Para
case.
que te lleven a Leon County. Ya puedes
Claude
sentarse.
Lewis.
Mr. Lewis is present.
Good morning, Mr. Lewis. You have a warrant, an arrest warrant from Broward County. You owe child support, $674. That's the amount of your cash bond that you're going to have to pay to get out of jail. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. Yes, sir?
I have a private defender here. The number they told me that the lady out there said they were gonna call.
Who's your lawyer? What is the name of your lawyer?
Joseph Clark.
Is there Attorney Joseph Clark here? I don't see him.
Clock, Judge, Joe Clock.
Oh, Joe Clock. Oh,
Yes.
I got his number. We can call him up if you give me the phone. I'm sure he'd love to hear from me. Not after the last time.
305.
Oh, he knows by heart. Give
You
it
have
to
his
me.
number? Oh.
I know I had his cell, but I don't know if it works.
Yeah,
What's
that's
the
the
number?
number I was gonna give.
What's the number?
305 476. No, wait,
Wait.
305.
476?
305 469 0770.
Oh, one more time. I did it wrong.
It's itself.
479?
305 469 0770.
That's good when you know the lawyer's number by heart. I had to reach him.
That's the only number I know. Because I normally don't get in trouble, so it's like.
Is there
I was trying to find out if it was already paid.
Wait a minute. Hi, Mr. Clock. It's
Somebody's
Judge
trying to pay
Glazer. We're in court with Claude Lewis. He says you're his lawyer. He owns child support. Do you know anything about it? You're on the speaker.
Good morning. How you doing? I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't know to get in front of you. Yeah, we're trying to. It's not easy to pay it. But I had somebody there at TGK last night for hours trying to do it.
You have to pay it here.
Trying to do it.
So you have to pay it here in cash at TGK to get it paid. If he needs to pay a lesser amount, you can always reach out to the Department of Revenue in Broward to see if they'll agree to a lesser amount and then submit an order.
We're paying the full thing. I think it's $750.
It's no, it's not. It's $674.
Well, you'll find it's hard to believe, but it depends on where you pay it and how much you pay. But I just faxed someone with $750 who's been trying to pay it since about 3 o'clock yesterday. But first, they had a fire drill at TGK, and then of course they were doing the count, which, as you know, takes about an hour and a half each time. And so now, so last night someone was there until well after midnight. They couldn't get it done, so he's back over there this morning. So if a summary judge is just sort of keeping him around a day, we'll get it paid. It's going to be paid here in Dade County, so he doesn't have to be shipped to Broward.
So, all right, so that's good if he pays the child support. You heard your lawyer, sir? He's working on it.
Yes.
Okay. So, thank you, Mr. Clock. I'm going to reset it. Pop in if there's a problem tomorrow. You can always pop in and we'll see what we can do to assist. Or later today, okay?
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right, he's on top of things, so I'll reset your case. I'm going to set it actually, in 2 days. Make sure he's out. You want to set it the 16th of November, please? Make sure it's been paid because he said he's on top of it. Okay? Have a nice day.
All right, thank you.
Is that it for the in-states? What a calendar. Yeesh. Yeah, I need to call a case out of turn page 4. Connor Stewart Wild. His parents' father.
Yeah, the mother's outside
She
talking.
can come in.
No, she was talking to the other, another attorney thing.
Whatever you like. Would you like to bring her in? I'm sure she was waiting here all morning. Page 4.
Judge, I don't know if you saw also Mr. Ayamuna has a client.
I'll be happy to call in a minute. Good morning. One second. Mr. Stewart Wild. Sir, you were direct filed from juvenile court. So, your father just stepped out. I'm trying to see if they hired an attorney.
Did I have Mr. Lewis, James Lewis, and Sieges?
Jim Lewis? James Lewis?
That's what I saw in Sieges.
Was he representing him in the juvenile case? I don't know. Here we go. Hello. Are you hiring an attorney for your son?
He has an attorney.
Who is it?
James Lewis.
Is he here?
He was on Zoom upstairs, I think.
So I'll pass the case till the attorney's here. All right?
Okay, I'll contact him and tell him to get on Zoom.
No, ask him, tell him we're ready to call the case whenever he's available. He may be in another courtroom, so I'll just pass it. Have a seat. I'll be with you shortly, sir, okay?
I'll be right back.
No worries. I'm going to have another case with my colleague. There's a Mr. Ayamuno's here.
Right, and then Mr. Beckham.
Keno Bryant.
That's Mom.
Hello.
Can I have him out on felony bond on F236891?
I don't think this is going to be a hold.
Hi, Mr. Bryant. Good morning. Your mother's in court.
Good morning.
The attorney's on this one. Huh? No.
Interesting. Good morning. So, sir, you were arrested for grand theft to second-degree felony, possession with a vehicle with an altered ID, and 3 counts of possession of a VIN, a counterfeit vehicle identification number. Who is the attorney, Mr. Ayamuno? Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, so it says hold. Is there a hold or no? This is March 6th, this case, so it should predate. There should be no hold.
It predates the Dade case.
All right, so let me see what's going on.
All right, so it's all about these cars that are
Rebuilt
rebuilt with
stolen parts.
fraudulent VIN numbers.
Correct. And I spoke with the detective prior to the filing of it. He indicated he was only going to file 1 count based on an affidavit that was used to secure the rebuilt title. But then they dropped 2 cases on him.
All right, there's no hold. What do you want for a bond to assure his appearance in court?
Judge, would the court consider a $5,000 bond on each case? I've not
Oh, he has 2
represented him
cases.
for
I
years.
apologize. He has a second case as well, the same charge. Obtaining goods with an invalid vehicle title, uttering a forged instrument, and something about an airbag, I guess installing a fake or junk airbag.
Your Honor, he has a
It's all in
hold
the card
for
that
county.
He has a hold for who?
He's on probation in Broward County, and I think this violates his probation.
No, his probation, I believe he began in September of 2020.
The jail card says no bond, do not release.
Yeah, so he was placed on probation in November of 22. And there's a probation warrant.
Out of Broward.
For Broward County.
So once he posts a
This
bond
case,
here,
I
then you
believe,
go to Broward.
according to the detective, I don't have the A form, but according to the detective, this title that's involved with the car is all produced by August 30th, so that would predate his Broward probation.
But he was placed on probation in 2022.
This case, though,
And
is now
this car has been,
2021.
I think this is from 2022 also.
Is it?
Yeah, the arrest was now, but I think it's August 30th is when the title was recovered. I spoke to the detective. He said everything happened before that title, which was
This
issued
looks
on
like it's
August 30th,
2021.
2022.
So, Judge, I think that's fine, the $5,000 bond per case. But he is being held no bond for Broward County.
It had a date of August 24th of 2022, but I don't know. You'd have to reach out to Broward and see if they lift the hold.
Right, so he was placed on probation in 2022. Looks like there was a probation warrant, so his probation was not terminated.
Yeah, he had picked the case that's in date was what violated his probation, the one that was picked up in April of this year.
All right,
the
so
one
listen,
that,
you're making. I'm totally
hold was
confused.
supposedly for,
Mr.
but that one they let
Ailuno.
him out on. He's been out on that case.
Mr. Ailuno, enough. I heard enough. Stop talking about it. I'm going to set a bond so you can get out and go to Broward. If that's the case, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
His probation was actually out of Broward, but they put him in Dade because he stays in Dade.
I understand. You have a good lawyer. He's on top of things, okay? He's a good attorney. He'll handle it. On F23-22531, I'm going to set the bond on each count, and there's 5 counts. It'll be $500 each count.
So what does that have to do?
The other case, possession of a vehicle, are you okay? I'll just set the bond on these also at $500 each, so she doesn't have to pay so much. Counts 1, 2, and 3 will be $500 each for each count. So the total bond is 25, 35, what is that? 8 times 5 is, was that 40?
It's 4,000. Your
So it's
Honor, there's no hold on
$4,000 bonds.
F23-6891,
And no
correct?
hold.
6891, Judge, hold on.
There's no hold. He's free to go. He just has the Broward warrant. That's what you said. There's an open Broward warrant.
Right, so 6890 was from April. So I think.
No hold, F23-6891.
Judge, if that was from April.
Judge, is the Broward warrant just been issued? Because he had a Broward warrant where you let him out on a bond, and we went to Broward, and we've been going into that case. This is an old warrant that's still there, right?
It's set for a VOP hearing.
Correct.
In December.
Corrections,
Okay.
are you showing he has an open warrant out of Broward County?
Yes, I have a warrant number as 190043002 Suite F108. It says no bond, do not release.
So once you pay the bond on this case, it'll pop up on our calendar tomorrow to go to Broward County. Okay? Mr. Aimuno, you understand?
Yes, Judge.
And if you're able to speak to the judge there and get him to lift that VLP, that's great. Send us a copy of the order. Make sure Broward, they send a transmittal here that they know to release him.
Okay, Judge, very well.
Have
Thank
a good day.
Thank you.
Can I start the regular? One more private attorney. We have Shane Norris, page 10. Mr. Beckman. Did you promote the attorney?
Yes.
Thank you. Good morning. Mr. Norris, you were arrested for a case from November 13th yesterday, domestic battery by strangulation. Your attorney is present. Mr. Beckham, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Justin Beckham on behalf of Shane Norris.
All right. Any argument regarding probable cause?
Your Honor, I reviewed the arrest form. I'd asked for a standard bond. I'm more concerned of whether corrections is showing a hold, and I would be requesting if there is a hold that he be physically brought to court tomorrow. I believe it's in front of Judge Mabel Ruiz, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he has an out-on felony bond, F23-13664.
Fine. There's probable cause for the charge.
What number it is?
There's probable cause and there's a hold for F23-13664. Sir, are you currently living with Miss Johnson?
I was staying there because I didn't have nowhere to stay.
You have to go there to get your personal belongings?
I took everything from there.
You got everything? That was my only question. I got to read a stay away order so I'll know what to write. So no contact with Nikema Johnson, either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties. No contact with the victim through social media or other electronic means. You must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim, her home and school and place of employment at all times. Do not engage in any criminal activity. Do not use or possess illegal drugs, and do not use, purchase, possess, or carry a firearm, gun, weapon, or ammunition. You must immediately surrender any firearms, ammunition, and any concealed weapons permits to the nearest police department and file a receipt with the court. Do you understand the stay away order, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm setting a bond. It's $5,000. Have a nice day. And you have
Your
a good
Honor,
attorney. Listen to what he tells you.
what I'd like to point out to the defendant is that he should be brought to court tomorrow in order to close out his old case. When he closes out his old case, he should be able to bond out on his new case. I'm simply requesting that corrections, please make a note to bring the defendant physically to court tomorrow, please. It's the only way I can close the case.
He will be. Marlene, you make
Thank
sure
you.
friends tomorrow in the division, right?
Yeah, he said, I don't know if they're gonna bring a physical.
Arla doesn't know if he'll physically bring it. We can only request corrections to it. But
I'm requesting that please be done, otherwise I can't close the
corrections, can you please bring it tomorrow before Judge release? Our next
Your Honor, yes, we did. Once you place the hold, it automatically goes over.
Thank you. All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks. Next we have, see anybody else out of turn? No. Janira McKinley, page 1. She has an open AC hold for F22 20678.
Yes, no bond, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good morning, ma'am. You were arrested for possession of cocaine, crack cocaine. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. There is probable cause for the charge. You have a hold to see your judge tomorrow for F22-20678, and I'm setting a bond of $2,500. Have a nice day.
That was $2,500, Your Honor?
$2,500. Next is Jessica Marrero, page 1. She's out on bond as well. Hold for F23-2126A. Can you see when that case? Yeah, it's an old case because this happened October 12th. Good morning, ma'am. Miss Marrero.
Does she speak English?
English is fine.
Thank you. She does. You were arrested for a case from October 12th of 2023, strong arm robbery and aggravated battery. You're also out on felony bond, so there's a hold for you to see your division judge tomorrow. Public defender's office is appointed for you. So she grabbed a Wi-Fi router, struck the victim in the head several times. I don't know if that's a deadly weapon. It's like this big.
Judge, would you consider a battery on count 2?
Let me keep reading. Oh, they stole the victim's prosthetic leg when they couldn't steal his gold teeth. And they stole it so he wouldn't chase them. Okay. State what's your position about aggravated battery for a Wi-Fi router? They're usually small. It's a small plastic object.
The battery's fine, Judge. She's got the hold anyways, and there was no serious bodily injury.
All right, ma'am, you are ordered to stay away from Jose Seminet, the alleged victim. No contact with the victim either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties. No contact with the victim through social media or other electronic means. And you must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim, his home, school, and place of employment at all times. Do not engage in any criminal activity. Do not use or possess illegal drugs. And do not use, purchase, possess, or carry a firearm, gun, weapon, or ammunition. You must immediately surrender any firearms, ammunition, and any concealed weapons permits to the nearest police department and file a receipt with the court. And do you understand the stay away order, ma'am? So count 1, there's probable cause for strong arm robbery. It's a $7,500 bond. Count 2, there's probable cause for battery. It's a $1,500 bond. And you'll see your judge tomorrow. Have a nice day.
to take up your time. I feel so bad. I'm a big fan. I see you on TV all the time. I'm a big fan. Okay, so we'll wait another 30 minutes or so. So much, Your Honor. God knows I needed it. Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
So just so you know, the case for the juvenile, his attorney's in federal court in Pennsylvania. So I just told the mother that we'll pass it until he gets here. Next, we have Christina Botero.
Your Honor, she's out on probation, F22-14106.
Good morning, ma'am. Do you speak English?
Yes.
Thank you. You were arrested for possession with intent to sell MDMA within 1,000 feet of a school or a park. Because that's what 29th Street, isn't that what the youth center is? Also, possession of MDMA and child neglect. So I will appoint the public defender's office for you. So let me review.
I think possession's okay.
They're at the waste pump station with the open green space, hiding in the encampment. So they're next to the Scott Rako Center. So they're watching somebody's child.
Well, no, so it's an infant child. It's her baby.
Oh, then it's hers. They told them initially it belonged to somebody else, the baby.
It's her baby, and the blankets were soiled and smelled bad. The diaper was full of urine. The bottle was unsanitary. The child was congested. They were worried about potential respiratory issues.
And she had a plastic bag. While search incident to arrest, they found
One bag of MDMA, a bag with powder, and then 9, it looks like empty baggies.
And residue. So. All right, so ma'am, I need the other
I don't have the baby's full name, so I issued a regular stay away order. If she does get released, we can see what DCF's position is about contact.
So, Judge, I would ask that you find no probable cause for count 3, and that when the police arrive, she's not holding the baby. They called her to come back to the scene, or she came back to the scene. Someone else was holding the baby. In addition, fire rescue checked the child out and determined that the child did not need to be transported for any further treatment.
Judge, the baby's in rough shape. The baby was born on June 1st, so less than 6 months old. He's sweating, soiled, full of urine, smells bad, an unclean bottle.
Baby had a scar.
There's a lot going on, and it seems like the baby isn't being well cared for.
No, the baby had a scar on his right hand.
So, Judge, there's nothing to indicate that the scar is the result of any neglect. There's no information about a scar on his right hand or how long that might have been there.
It talks about the observed a scar on his right hand.
Which I think there's enough for PC based upon the state of the baby when they found the baby.
But to have a baby with soiled diapers, I don't know how many times my baby would soil their diapers. 2 seconds. Actually, when I was changing their diaper, they would half the time they would soil.
Did it also have that foul odor? It says emanating a foul
Right.
odor, diaper full of urine.
The congestion that the officers were afraid there were respiratory injuries. I think if you look at everything, it looks like this baby is being neglected.
Ma'am, how long have you been living in Miami for? She's also homeless. She doesn't have a place to stay with her baby. I'm sorry that you're going through all this. How long have you been here in Miami for?
How long have you lived in Miami?
In Miami?
Yes.
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years, Judge.
Do you have any place you can stay?
So, Judge, I think she's at a shelter.
Is she at a shelter?
Right. She said that she has a bed at a women's shelter, and she comes to the beach to visit friends.
I was just asking in terms of her release. Oh, she has a hold. I'm sorry.
Right, she's on probation.
Okay. She's on probation for battery on an elderly person and petty theft. So, ma'am, I'm entering a stay-away order from the minor child whose initials are DB, but whatever I enter, no contact with the child, either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties. And you must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim, the victim's home, and daycare at all times. And in the event there's an open case in dependency court arising from the same set of facts and events as this case, then any and all orders entered in dependency court regarding your contact, visitation, and custody shall supersede or replace this court's order. So if dependency court says you can have supervised visits with your child, it will not be a violation of this court's order. Okay. I just have to write that in. So what do you want me to set for a bond?
Maybe 2,500 1 and 2, 5,000 count 3. She's got the hold anyways.
Okay. $2,500. There's no intent to sell, it's just possession. Count 1, possession of a controlled substance, MDMA.
That's count 2.
Oh, so count 1, there's no probable cause. Release outright. Count 2, there's probable cause for possession of MDMA. It's a $5,000 bond. Count 3, child neglect, there's probable cause for that charge. I'll set it at $2,500. And you'll see your judge tomorrow. Good luck to you, ma'am. Give me 1 second. Do my stay away order. I have to just write up my stay away order. All right, Alexis White is next. Good morning, ma'am. You were arrested for resisting an officer with violence and battery. I will appoint the public defender's office for you, subject to financial verification. All right, so ma'am, she's 20. She's upset. I guess she's splitting with her boyfriend. You don't want to. She's looking at
So the defendant was arrested last month on a bench warrant for NVDL. There's allegations of violence against law enforcement. State's request is that Your Honor split a $5,000 bond.
Judge, Miss White does not live with Mr. Brown. They live separately. She's the mother of a 2-year-old child. She's currently pregnant. She goes to school and she works part-time. I see no prior record for Miss White. I would ask if Your Honor would consider ordering her into pretrial services.
How far along is she in her pregnancy?
It's from the person that.
No, how long? What month are you in?
I don't know yet.
Oh, so you just found out you're pregnant.
I told them before I came in that.
Ma'am, don't talk about the facts because I don't want anything you say to be used against you. So, She's 20. She has one child who's how old, 2? And now she's
Yes.
going to have another one with the, I guess, is he the father of the 2-year-old too?
No, he's not the father of the
But
one.
he doesn't want anything to do with you. See that? You know, it's concern. I understand you're upset, especially, you know, concerned you're pregnant. That's something you should discuss with your attorney. Whatever, anything. Let me just enter the stay away order. Who do you live with?
Myself and my child.
Who's watching your child now?
His father.
You work very hard. So it's a lot going on in your life. I'm entering a stay away order from Claude Brown, the alleged victim. No contact with the victim either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties. No contact with the victim through social media or other electronic means, and you must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim, his home and school and place of employment at all times. Do not engage in any criminal activity. Do not use or possess illegal drugs. And do not use, purchase, possess, or carry a firearm, gun, weapon, or ammunition. You must immediately surrender any firearms, ammunition, and any concealed weapons permits to the nearest police department and file a receipt with the court. Do you understand the stay away order, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm okay ordering her to pretrial. I understand the nature of the facts herein. Ma'am, I just must caution you, even if he contacts you, you cannot have any contact with the victim, because if you do, you'll be in violation of the court stay away order, and if you get rearrested, you're going to have to stay in jail until the trial. All right. Pretrial services, alternate bond. Count 1 is for resisting an officer with violence is $5,000. Count 2, battery is $1,500. I'm ordering her in a pretrial. Good luck to you, ma'am. Next is Trania Clay, page 2. I'm sorry it's taking so long. I'm doing the best I can.
Bond out.
Thank you.
Corrections, if you got her, can we try and bring her for a stay away order?
Oh, you gotta bring her in a stay away order.
I'll check. Interpreter, they need you over in
courtroom
3.
Okay, I guess you got the audio working.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, wait 1 second. Yaina Armis, does she need an interpreter? Yaina Armis?
She's a bond out.
Thank you.
Bond out,
What
Your
about Rosalba Hernandez?
Bond out.
Bond out.
I'm just trying to get through the ladies, sorry.
Bond out.
And then
Perez is a bond out as
Janet
well.
Perez is a bond out. Yvette Rodriguez, does she need an interpreter?
No, Judge.
You're
The bond out.
Oh,
Okay, I'll come back.
she doesn't need one, thank you. That's good, we have a lot of bond outs. Next is Jose Lanez Argueta.
Judge, we should be on the Yvette Rodriguez.
Oh, I'm sorry, Yvette Rodriguez I called. I thought you bonded out, pardon me. Sorry, Ms. Rodriguez, you were arrested for petty theft, 2 or more convictions. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. I'm ordering that you stay away from the Target store at 10101 West Flagler Street in Miami, Florida. You're not allowed to go to that location. You must stay away from there. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So the state is requesting a bond. The defendant was sentenced to 90 days in jail earlier this year for multiple counts of the same offense. Additionally, yesterday, she was arrested on a misdemeanor case, also for shoplifting at a Target.
But this was from July 23rd of 2023. It's not new
But
conduct.
M23-22893 is from yesterday, the same business. It was a Target.
Can you pull it and make sure it's not from? This is from July, this case.
Right, but she was also arrested in M23-22893 for shoplifting at a Target yesterday.
Oh.
So she keeps stealing, and that misdemeanor could have been charged as a felony based upon her criminal history.
Okay.
The state's requesting standard bond.
So, Judge, because this was from July, I would ask that Your Honor consider a program. She still needs to go to court on the misdemeanor, I believe, later on today.
I see 4 prior felony petty theft.
I'm setting a bond.
convictions.
It's $1,000. There's probable cause. Good luck to you now. You gotta stay out of Target. Next is Jose Lanez Argueta, page 4. Did he bond out too?
You may need an interpreter, though.
Oh, okay.
Ms. White will be coming over soon for the stay away order.
Okay.
He'll need a Spanish interpreter. If we
Gotta pass it for the interpreter then, please. James Fayad, page 4.
James,
Good morning. Sir, you were arrested for felony battery. Can you afford to hire an attorney to represent you in this case? Pardon me?
yes or no?
No.
No, Judge,
Do
you
you
cannot.
own, do you own your home? I guess mom
You
owns it.
own your own home.
No, I don't.
Right, public defender's office is appointed subject to financial verification.
So the victim's his dad. I don't see criminal history. Let me see if he's got somewhere else to live.
Victim might go to the
I'm sorry, it's his
hospital.
mom. I
It's his mother.
apologize.
She may have fractured her right arm. You are ordered to stay away from your mother, Nelsie's Regaldo. No contact with the victim either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties. No contact with the victim through social media or other electronic means. You must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim, her home and school and place of employment at all times. Do not engage in any criminal activity. Do not use or possess illegal drugs. And do not use, purchase, possess, or carry a firearm, gun, weapon, or ammunition. You must immediately surrender any firearms, ammunition, and any concealed weapons permits to the nearest police department and file a receipt with the court. And you may return to the victim's residence one time only within 48 hours of your release from jail. I have to write that down. Sorry, I gotta put the release from jail. You must be accompanied by a police officer so that you can retrieve your personal clothing, health items, medication, personal and business-related paperwork, and work tools. If you go to the victim's home without the police, or if you stay there, you will be arrested. Do you understand the stay away order, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Ms. Coy, does he need to go to the hospital for stabilization?
Judge, Mr. Fayad is willing to receive treatment if we could pass him?
Yes, I will. I'll pass your case to see if you have hospital benefits.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have Rafael Crespo Herrera, page
We
4.
have the defendant next for the stay away order.
Oh,
if
the
you
stay
like.
away order? Okay, thank you. Page 2, Trayina Clay. Is that for the stay away order?
Yes.
Good morning, ma'am. I understand you posted a bond to get out of jail, and that's great. I'm glad you're able to do so. However, I brought you in to read a stay-away order. Also, can you afford to hire an attorney? So public defender's office will be appointed. You were charged with attempted second-degree murder. You are ordered.
I think she said you could afford a private attorney?
Yes, I
Oh,
already
I'm
have.
sorry. I thought
Yeah,
you said you
private
could
attorney.
not. You're 19. You have money to pay for an attorney?
My mom, she said that she already paid for a lawyer.
Her mom hired counsel.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm ordering that you stay away from the alleged victim whose initials are SI. No contact with the victim either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties. No contact with the victim through social media or other electronic means. And you must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim, his home and school and place of employment at all times. Do you understand, ma'am? You can't have any contact with him, even if he calls you up. You can't respond, or if you do, you can be in violation of the court's order. Do you understand the stay-away order?
Yes.
Okay, then you're free to leave. Have a nice day. Make sure to keep all of your future court dates. Next is Rafael Crespo Herrera.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, the prior defendant, what was his bond amount?
Who? Miss Trenia Clay bond. She bonded out.
Mr. James Fayad.
We're passing him for the hospital.
Oh, okay. Page 4. Rafael Crespo Herrera. Sir, do you speak English?
He speaks Spanish.
I'll pass it for Spanish interpreter. Here's yours. This goes next underneath, I guess. What about Isaiah Edwards, page 4? To just be one count?
Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Edwards. You were arrested for 3 counts of possession of a controlled substance. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. So we had bags of
Requesting
money.
a bond. The defendant was released from prison last year. He was sentenced to 3 years in state prison for felon in possession of a weapon out of Hendry County.
All right.
Judge, I would ask if you would consider pretrial or TAP, charged with possession only.
I'm sorry, when was it last year, you said?
He was released from prison
19.
in March of 2022.
For what?
Felon in possession of a weapon. I'm not sure if it was a firearm.
Or so you want a bond on these? Count one
Yes.
is $5,000.
Judge, would you consider TAP? Non-violent. He's charged with.
Does it have any other priors?
Molly.
Then he's got the conviction from last year, locally.
For
I don't know.
I'm setting a bond. 5,000 count 1, count 2 is ROR, and count 3 is an ROR. Good luck to you, sir. He's here. Okay, let me call out attorney. Where is it? Thank you. Let me call Connor Stewart Wilt. Is that how you say it? Wilt. You're welcome to come to the podium. His attorney's present. He's on page 4. Good morning, sir. So you got direct filed from juvenile court to adult court. Your attorney's here. Mr. Lewis, is he here? Pardon me, is on mute? He needs to unmute.
Can you see me, Judge?
I can. Good morning, Mr. Lewis. And the parents are
Good morning,
present. Good
Judge.
morning. So he
I
was
understand
direct
it's-
filed. I believe this is a bondable offense.
It certainly is, Judge. I think they're 2 second-degree felonies. Now, Judge, I got to tell you, it was scheduled in front of Judge Cabrera this morning, who has the case, and she did reset it tomorrow for a bond determination. But I would ask that we go ahead and at least set some type of a bond now, and then we can readdress that issue
Yes, sir. I'm
tomorrow.
entering a stay-away order from the victim, the alleged victim, whose initials are TH. No contact with the victim, either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties. And you must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim's home, school, home and school at all times. Do they still go to the same school?
No, ma'am, we moved to Cooper City. We live in Broward County now.
Okay, fine. Do you understand the stay-away order? No texting, email, even if she contacted you, you can't have any contact with her. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge, if I could make some argument whenever you're ready.
Yeah, you want to tell me about the bond?
Judge, he has no prior criminal history at all. This happened when he was 17 years of age, when they did go to the same school. It was a consensual relationship between him, then 17, and I believe the victim was 12.
Although she told him he was 15.
Sharing the video wasn't consensual.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the issue, Judge. Again, he's going to be living at home with his parents. He goes to high school in Broward. These folks do not have a lot of money, Judge. I don't think he's any risk. He's been out for the last 6 weeks or so while we were waiting on a direct file decision.
Oh, okay.
He was on home arrest with a monitor, had no issues or problems with that.
Do you want a bond or state?
I'm okay with house arrest.
Does he want house arrest?
Well, he goes
Or
to
a
school,
bond. It looks like it's a third-degree felony and so it's a second and a third-degree felony.
That's correct.
Count one is a
Judge-
second-degree felony. Count two. Is
Oh,
a
they
third.
only charge you with 2 counts. Okay. Count 1.
Judge, can you have leniency? I'm a sole income for the family of 5.
He also takes part, he's actually had a huge change in the last month. He now takes part in environmental science. He's taking AP marine biology, so he does like beach cleanups. He goes fishing in canals and lakes and studies the fish. He's doing a lot better than he was when we lived in Miami-Dade County. And I would just ask that you just take that into consideration. He's never been in trouble before. I've never been in trouble. His plan is to graduate and go into the Marine Corps. I'm a long line of all the men in my family are Marines. And that's his plan, is graduating and going enlisting directly into the Marine Corps.
He's working now with a mentor to guide him into the services.
He was actually scheduled to take his ASVAB today.
All right. Count 1 I'll set at $2,500. Count 2 will be $5,000. So the total $7,500. I hope you're able to afford it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And and you understand the stay-away order, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good day.
Thank you, ma'am, very much.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge, very much. Have a good day.
Good day. Our next case, we have anything else, Mr. Lewis? You're good?
I'm good, Judge.
Thank you. Next, we have Zyke Cook. Good morning, Mr. Cook. You were arrested for possession of a controlled substance, cocaine, and grand theft. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. So he had a stolen city bike, and he said he had some cocaine. Here, out on probation, hold 4F23- what is that? 5233. Count 1, possession of cocaine is $2,500. Count 2, grand theft will be $1,000. Have a nice day, sir. You'll see your judge tomorrow. Next is Tonnery Collins Jones, page 5. Good morning, sir. You are arrested for grand theft of a vehicle. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. So he said he was getting gas for the car. It was stolen out of Broward. All right, so there's probable cause for the charge. State, do you have an objection? He has a conviction for
The
grand
defendant's
theft.
got a 222-day sentence from March of this year. Prior convictions for drug sales, state's requesting standard bond. He's got a conviction for petty theft from 2 weeks ago.
He also has a grand theft conviction from February of last year. Bond is $5,000. Have a nice day.
Mr. Collins Jones does not have the funds for a bond. Would you consider either pretrial or house arrest?
State, do you have an, is he qualified for pretrial? Oh. No. No, he doesn't qualify for pretrial.
What about house arrest, Judge?
State, do you have an objection to house
There's
arrest?
a state's requesting a bond. Again, he was convicted of a misdemeanor 2 weeks ago. He did 222 days in jail earlier this year. And he's got the convictions for drug sales.
House arrest is much more restrictive than a bond.
Yeah, I'm setting a bond, $5,000. Have a nice day. Next is William Worthy, page 5. So he's in the hot boy gang. Maybe his friends can help him bond out. I don't know. He has an open AC of 239614.
He's in custody on it. He's being held no bond on it, Your Honor.
He also has a 9999 bond. That's a big 9999. 9,999,000 bond. Okay, is he here, Mr. Worthy here?
Defendant refused.
All right. There's probable cause. We set it for the afternoon. Next is Pablo Marcano Velasquez, page 6.
The bond out?
Thank you. Orlando Hernandez, page 6.
Bond out?
Thank you. Another bond out. Santiago Hernandez. Is he here?
He needs a Spanish interpreter.
We'll pass it. Thank you. We need to pass it for the interpreter. Emmanuel Posada. 2 cases.
Can we pass?
Yeah, I'll pass it. Stephen Moore, page 7.
Bond out?
Thank you. You need you need to stay away order, right?
I think they're strangers. It's okay.
Okay. Then Salama Danish.
The bond out?
Bond out.
Yancy Guzman, page 7. Does he speak English or does he need an interpreter?
He's coming. He speaks English. Mr. Guzman is present.
Good morning, sir. You were arrested for petty theft, 2 or more convictions, and nuisance crime. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. I mean, there's probable cause. What do you want me to do, State? You have a...
So he's got an open misdemeanor trespass His
Give me 1 second,
statement
I have a little
to officers
emergency.
was that once he gets out of jail, he's going to come back to Walgreens and steal again.
I'm sorry, I have an emergency.
I'm sorry. So his statement to the police was once he gets out of jail, he's going to come back to Walgreens and steal again. The officer described the defendant as a nuisance in the community. He's got the open misdemeanor. He was sentenced to 364 last year, and he's got a 33-day sentence from June.
Okay. Anyway, I'm ordering that you stay away from Walgreens at 1400 Collins Avenue in Miami Beach, Florida. You're not allowed to go to that location. You must stay away from there. He also has an open case. I thought a trespass.
An open trespass, yes.
That's
Judge, would you consider tap Mr. Guzman is homeless? He does
I'm
not have fun.
not with the open case. I'll set a bond. I understand it was a $10 bottle of wine. I'll set a bond at $500 for count 1. And count 2, the nuisance. You want $1? You want a dollar and ROR?
Would you want to do 1,000 on count 1 and $1 on count 2?
An ROR for count 2, Judge.
Well, I don't know what that nuisance charge is.
So nuisance means annoyed the community and or injured the health of citizens and or corrupted public morals.
But Judge, I'd ask you to find no probable cause and release him outright or give him an ROR.
Count 2, there's no probable cause. Release outright.
Would you want to increase count 1 based upon the defendant's criminal history, his statement, his open case?
Count 1 will be a $1,000 bond. Count 2 is release outright. Stay away from Walgreens. Next is Hans Benitez, page 8. Does he need an interpreter or no?
Yes, he does. If we can pass
I'll
it.
pass it. Any luck getting the interpreter back? Before she goes to DV. Jamel Martin, page 8.
This was set for PCH.
Nothing here. Good morning. Anybody here? There's nothing.
Officer Oger, are you present? If so, raise your hand on Zoom.
You want to call him?
I didn't have a number, but I did send him a subpoena.
There's no probable cause. Release outright. Sir, you still have to go to court for the arraignment. I don't know if he has an address. Make sure you go to court. They may file charges against you, even though there's no probable cause today. Have a nice day.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, what was the bond amount?
There's no bond. Release outright. There's no probable cause.
It's for Mr. Martin Jamel, correct?
Yes, Jamel Martin.
On both counts, Your Honor?
1 second. Yeah, both counts. I didn't see anything. No PC count 1. So release outright. Count 1.
Jamel Martin, Judge, how many counts are there? There's just 1.
Oh, just 1 count. The disorderly is a misdemeanor. Just 1 count. All right, next we have on page 8, Renee Bequer Lopez. Good morning. Oh, is he here yet?
Mr. Boquer Lopez needs Spanish. We could pass it.
Pass it.
Your Honor, can we take the outer facilities out of turn?
Yeah.
Starting from number 40 to 47?
49.
49, I apologize, 49.
Actually, who's the first person? What's the name?
Mr. Pelez Phillips.
Got it.
Page 12, Philip Ellis.
Charge, Your Honor.
I think there's probable cause for a first-degree misdemeanor.
Ellis, P-E-L-T-Z. No? P-E-L, yeah, page 12. Bottom, page 12. There you go. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Pellets. Sir, you were arrested for retail theft with a prior conviction. It's from December 31st of 2022. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. So there's probable cause for petty theft. You still binoculars, no value. Sir, you are ordered to stay away from Dick's Sporting Goods at 8364 South Dixie Highway in Miami, Florida. You're not allowed to go to that location. You must stay away from there. Do you understand?
There again, you have to stay away from the Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yes. Any objection to tap?
Yes, so these are added charges. And he's got priors out of county. It looks like he's been to prison a few times. The priors are all out of Palm Beach, Orange County, also relating to theft. State's requesting a $1,000 bond.
It's a no value. It's probable cause for
No,
petty.
there's a value, Judge. It just doesn't reference the prior convictions.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the value. I didn't see it.
$279.99.
It's probable cause for petty theft and first degree misdemeanor. Okay, bond is $1,000. Have a nice day.
Okay, Your Honor, you going in and out. How much was the bond?
$1,000.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're going in and out too. Definite audio issues. What's this one? Post-Donna. Next on page 16, Jose Alvarado.
Defendant refused, Your Honor.
Let me review. So there's probable cause. I'll reset it for the afternoon. He's charged with murder. I don't know if you want to accept the appointment now or reset it.
I'm sorry, who did you call?
Jose Alvarado. He's on page
I don't know
16.
her.
Right, it's an added charge.
What page is he on? I'm sorry, Judge.
16.
We're going back to the end of the calendar now?
They wanted some cases out of turn. They wanted their Metro West cases out of turn.
Judge, a $1,500 bond is okay for Alvarado if counsel's willing to waive the presence.
One moment.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I thought you was calling Mr. Ryan Herron.
No, I was calling up Jose Alvarado. Is he there? Did I not? Did I miss call?
Refused, Your Honor.
Ms. Corey, you want the $1,500 bond on Alvarado?
Jose Alvarado? Okay, we're still trying to figure out if he's here because somebody first was saying it was him, but apparently it's not.
Well,
Alvarado refused, Your Honor. He's from the jail. He refused.
One moment. Let me review.
So, the reason why I was suggesting the lower bond was the victim was uncooperative, denied even a physical altercation.
We can waive his presence. Judge.
Okay. I'll appoint the public defender's office. Waive his presence. Bond is $1,500. The victim's name in this case is Jose Ventura.
Thank you.
Who's next? Dennis Dominique on page 12.
Refused, Your Honor. Can we go in order?
I apologize. I thought I was. We have a little. All right. I see what you say. Ryan Herring. Is that the next one you want called?
Please.
Number 41, Ryan Herring. I don't understand.
He refused as well, Your Honor.
He must be stated on the staff. Page 12 is over here. Why did it show page 13? It's on page 12.
So, Judge, which case do you want to deal with? Herring or Dominique?
I apologize. I'm trying to go in order. I'm trying to do Metro West in order. I have Dennis Dominique. You want that case called?
So corrections he refused.
Yes, he refused.
This is an added charge. If Your Honor would just set the bond, he refused, yes. Or he wasn't brought to court yesterday. He's in on a probation warrant.
There's probable cause for battery on the corrections officer. Ms. Corey, do you want to accept the appointment now, or do you want me to reset it?
We can accept it, Judge.
All right, appoint public defender's office, waive presence, bond is $5,000. Next, Vincent Quinn.
Your Honor, he's been refusing. This is about his third time refusing.
All right, appoint the public defender's office, waive his presence. 1 minute. There's probable cause for the charge. Bond is $5,000.
Judge, he's here. One
Now
moment.
he's here? I'm totally refused. He's been refusing. Vincent Quinn?
I mean, at some point, I think it was detox. If he's here, maybe tap.
Okay.
Mr. Quinn is
here. Hi, Mr. Quinn. Good morning. You were arrested for possession of cocaine. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. Give him tap alternate bond. What do you want? 5,000, 3,000? You had multiple bags, a piece of I think cocaine. Tap alternate bond. How much? 3?
That's fine.
Tap alternate bond, $3,000. I'm going to give you a date to come back to court, sir. What are we up to? December what? I'm almost done, I think. Maybe 20 minutes. I don't know. We need the Spanish interpreter. So what? December 14th. You're going to have to come back to court on December 14th at 9 a.m., courtroom 6-2. Have a nice day. Next, Ryan Herring. Is he next? The order's he's not.
Defendant refused, Your Honor.
He refused.
Ms. Ford, do you want to reset it?
This is on which one?
Ryan Herring. He refused. Reset it or set a bond?
I can reset it. PC file. Reset for the afternoon.
That's fine.
Then we have Timothy Watts, page 13.
Defendant refused.
Judge, was the stay away order read to him on Sunday?
It was on Sunday.
Okay, and then we had a PC hearing yesterday. PC is found.
Appoint the public defender. They're already appointed. So waive his presence and set a bond. What are you seeking?
Correction. He's got a fugitive warrant.
Yes, he has a fugitive felony now.
Bond on the fugitive warrant?
Fugitive from Broward. He's a fugitive from Broward.
Is there a bond?
Bond.
It's fine, Judge.
What bond you want? 5,000?
It's fine.
Okay, 5,000. Appoint the public. Well, they've already been appointed. Bond's $5,000. Eves Duncan?
Mr. Duncan is present.
No
These are
morning,
added.
Mr. Duncan. Sir, you were arrested for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and use of a firearm while committing a felony. That's one case from October 29th. Second case from October 29th, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and use of a firearm while committing a felony. I will appoint the public defender's office for you.
So Judge Wilson yesterday indicated that she intended to set the bond on each case, $7,500 count one, $1 count two.
Okay, so is that what you want? I'll do that then. Each case will be, count 1 is $7,500, count 2 is $1. Jeffrey Curtis, page 14, is next. And he likes still with the no interpreter, huh?
Defendant refused.
This is an added charge for Mr. Curtis. I guess if Your Honor could please review for probable cause.
There's probable
PC for
cause.
F3.
There's probable cause for retail theft. Just reset it in the afternoon. Next, Jonathan Martinez on page 15.
Defendant refused, Your Honor.
It's an added charge. It looks like he's in custody, no bond on a VOP.
So there's probable cause for the charge, waive his presence, the bond is $5,000. I don't even have a victim's name.
It's Tony Lawson.
Okay. Bond is $5,000. Next is Gerald Morales, page 15.
Third refusal, Your Honor.
We just had the bonds.
I'll appoint the public defender's office, waive his presence. There's probable cause. There's $5,000 bond. Kishad Richardson.
Present.
Good morning, Mr. Richardson. Sir, you were arrested for, thank you, a case from yesterday, improper exhibition at the jail. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. There's probable cause, $5,000 bond. Have a nice day. Christopher Bryant on page 16.
Defendant refused, Your Honor.
Let me review.
An added charge. He's in custody on a bunch of robberies, carjacking, first-degree murder.
Ms. Clark, I'll appoint the public defender's office, waive his presence. The bond is $5,000. There's probable cause. The victim's name, alleged victim's name is Amon Bush. Okay, can I go back now to the regular calendar? So what happened with Jeffrey Curtis? Did I do that already? Okay. Oh yeah, I just did it.
He refused,
I
Your
got
Honor.
it, I got it. We already did it. Sorry. Back on page 9, Richard Pert.
I didn't hear you, Your Honor. Who did you call?
Rashad Pert on page 9. Good morning, sir. You were arrested for possession of a controlled substance, MDMA, and possession of cannabis. I will appoint the public defender's office for you.
No objection to pretrial.
Pretrial taken? How long have you lived here in Miami? Can't hear.
All his life.
Great. You have a place to stay?
Yes.
Okay. Pretrial services, alternate bond, count 1, possession of a controlled substance is.
He should also stay out of that park, though.
$3,000, count 2 ROR. Stay out of that park at it says Children's Town Park at 1686 Northwest 4th Avenue in Miami, Florida. Stay out of that park, okay? Pretrial alternate 3,000 in ROR for count 2. Yes. What did I say for Vincent Quinn? Tap alternate 5,000 or 3,000? I don't know. I wrote 5,000. I'm sorry. For Vincent Quinn on page 12, what did I say? 3,000.
Tap alternate 3,000, Your Honor.
I just wrote it wrong. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. Next case on page 9, Robert De Silva.
Needs a Spanish interpreter if we could pass.
Spanish interpreter, so I'll pass it. Page 9, Alexander Acosta.
I'm out.
William Garcia. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, you are arrested for possession of a firearm, weapon, or ammunition by a convicted felon or delinquent. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. You're also out on felony bond. There's a hold for you to see the division judge tomorrow for your open case F23-22114. So let me review. So it's posting on social media, I guess, marijuana-infused edibles as well as 2 Glock handguns. So I guess the detective monitored social media and they saw his Instagram account. So he's pointing a barrel at the camera where you can see live rounds in the chamber. So he was previously adjudicated delinquent. There's probable cause for the charge. Bond $7,500. You'll see your judge tomorrow.
Judge, it looks like they arrested him on case 22114, and then they added this as a charge.
Was it more than one?
Before seeing a judge on that open case.
Was it more? Here it doesn't list how many incidents of it.
They're saying on November the 7th that he was arrested under the Homestead Police case number for possession by an adjudicated delinquent. And that's when he was found in possession of a Glock. So I think that's...
It's not for the Instagram, putting it on Instagram on October 29th? Oh, they put November 13th.
There shouldn't be a hold, I don't think, Judge.
Okay, let me see. It's for the firearm previously recorded by the Homestead Police Department. So that happened October.
He was arrested on November 7th.
She's right. There should be no hold.
Right.
She's right. No hold on F23-22114. Okay, corrections. You got it?
No hold on F23-2214.
Yeah. But I still have to set a bond of $7,500. Good luck to you, sir. Next is Nelgri Becerra, page 10. Should try to get the interpreter.
Spanish, please.
Okay, I'll pass it. Page 11, Juan Romero.
Mr. Romero speaks English.
Good morning, Mr. Romero. You were arrested for grand theft, a second-degree felony, and burglary to an unoccupied structure. It's a case from July 10th of 2023.
He's out on felony bond F23-22183, Your Honor.
Okay,
This is going to predate.
This predates it, so there's no hold for F23-22183. Sir, can you afford to hire an attorney to represent you in this case?
So I posted bond. Or what happened?
I hear you. I'm sorry.
Hire a lawyer.
Oh, no, not right now.
Not right now, Judge.
Okay, public defender's office is appointed for him, subject to financial verification. So let me review. So there's a stolen BMW motorcycle. The value is $31,000. Last parked on the 4th floor of the parking garage in Miami. So I guess that video of this motorcycle being stolen. So they see the, let me see. So it shows he also rented out this Penske truck that was seen where they brought the stolen motorcycle to. And they never returned it. It was an overdue rental. He also said he returned the truck and it was stolen. So there's probable cause. I'm not sure. Let me see something. The order to stay away from the building at 2150 North Bayshore Drive, the apartment building, at 2150 North Bay Shore Drive, Miami, Florida. You're not allowed to go to that location. You must stay away from there. Count 1, grand theft is a second-degree felony, is $7,500. And burglary to the unoccupied structure is $5,000. Have a good day, sir. And there's no hold, right? Page 12 is Juan Romero. Oh, no, we just did that. I'm sorry. With Kenneth Wilcox, pardon me. We just did Mr. Romero's case. Kenneth Wilcox. Good morning, Mr. Wilcox. You were arrested for aggravated battery causing great bodily harm. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. So it's from November 10th. There's a man who's beaten with a metal pipe. Let's see. Any argument? No. Sir, you are ordered to stay away from Iva Haywood, the alleged victim. No contact with the victim, either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties. You must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim's home, school, and place of employment at all times. So the victim says he knows the defendant, who approached him with a metal pipe in hand and proceeded to bludgeon the victim several times before they were separated. So, not sure why it's 10,000. Should the bond be 7,500? I'm okay. It doesn't have like any recent priors that I see.
Judge, I would ask if you would consider a reduction. It does not indicate the actual injuries.
And he had to go to, was it the hospital?
If the victim went to JMH trauma, he was covered in blood.
Sir, can you afford to post the bond? A $7,500 bond?
Can you afford to post a $7,500?
No, what they can do for me.
No, Judge, he wants to know if you would be able to reduce a little bit more.
All right, I'll set his bond at $6,000.
The reduction is over state's objection.
Stay away from the victim, sir.
No problem. I have no problem.
Have a nice day.
First.
So I can't do anything else without a Spanish interpreter. Although I have one that is not an interpreter case. Emmanuel Posada, is he here now? Let me text Eileen. Have you tried calling for interpreters? No.
And Judge, he said thank you very much.
So any luck with Emmanuel Posada? Yeah, anybody I can call? I got a lot of Spanish speakers that don't have an interpreter. I texted the main person. Wouldn't hear back. So corrections, any luck with Mr. Posada? Who said?
Your Honor, we're gonna have to pass Mr. Posada.
All right, and I can't do anything else without a Spanish interpreter. Should we just cut the video? You want to call video to cut the video? Any luck with a Spanish interpreter? Nope. Sort of a bumpy Tuesday today, isn't it? Let's go. Who's this? We have the Spanish interpreter. Hi, Mr. Marin. Have you been sworn in today?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
Okay, you're still
Good morning.
under oath. Who is this gentleman here?
Corrections or video, we need the split screen.
Lainez Argueta.
Lainez Argueta.
Jose Lainez Argueta. Good morning, sir. You were arrested for 1 count of attempted felony murder. It's a case from October 30th of 2023.
Muy bien, usted fue arrestado por un cargo del delito mayor del intento de asesinato, un caso de octubre 30 del 2023.
Sir, can you afford to hire an attorney to represent you in this case?
Señor, ¿puede usted pagar por un abogado para que lo represente en este caso?
No.
No.
Okay, we'll appoint the public defender's office for you, subject to financial verification.
Bueno, le voy a asignar la oficina del abogado oficio a usted, sujeto a verificación financiera.
So I need a moment to review the arrest affidavit for probable cause.
Deme un momento para leer el affidavit de arresto para ver si hay motivo fundado.
So it's alleged she stabbed the victim on the head 3 times with a broken tile.
Se alega que acuchilló a la persona en la cabeza 3 veces con una losa un pedazo de losa partida.
Judge, I would ask that you find probable cause for aggravated battery.
Va a pedir que encuentre motivo fundado para agresión con agravante.
So they are in a fist fight. The victim is knocked to the ground.
Es una pelea.
Ground, the defendant stabs him with the tile 3 times.
Es una pelea, la víctima la tira al piso y mientras la víctima está en el piso, entonces la apuñala con la losa.
Judge, infer Mr. Lainez Argueta to the police. The alleged victim punched him and began to choke him, and that's when he grabbed a tile and hit him. So he
De acuerdo a lo que le dijo el señor Argueta a la policía, fue que la víctima la agarró por el cuello, lo empezó a tratar de asfixiar, ahí es cuando él se defendió con la losa.
That's not what the witness stated.
Eso no es lo que el testigo dijo.
The victim was intubated and couldn't give a statement.
La víctima fue intubada y no podía, perdón.
He did give a statement.
Sí dio una declaración.
So there's the witness statement and the victim statements.
Hay aquí un testigo también, una declaración del testigo y de víctima.
Sir, you were ordered to stay away from the alleged victim, Blas Casco Martinez.
Señor, usted es ordenado mantenerse alejado de la presunta víctima, Blas Castro Martínez.
No contact with the victim either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties.
No contacto con la víctima directo, indirecto, en persona, por escrito, por teléfono o a través de terceras personas.
And no contact with the victim through social media or other electronic means.
No contacto con la víctima a través de las redes sociales o otros artefactos electrónicos.
You must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim, his home, school, and place of employment at all times.
Tiene que mantenerse por lo menos a 500 pies de la víctima, la casa, la escuela y el sitio de empleo todo el tiempo.
Do you understand the stay away order, sir?
¿Entiende usted, señor, la orden de alejamiento? Yes.
Okay.
I guess the issue is, I don't think it's an attempted felony murder. Is it an attempted first, attempted second, or an ag-bat? Second?
It looks like an aggravated battery.
Luce, la juez dice como agresión con agravante.
Sorry, just give me one moment.
Okay.
Deme un momento.
So it's the state's position that stabbing somebody multiple times in the head with a tile is an act imminently dangerous to another, evincing a depraved mind, regardless of human life.
Eso es la posición de la fiscalía, que repetidamente apuñalear a alguien en la cabeza él está poniendo en peligro mortal a la persona.
He was lucky that no puncture wound penetrated his brain.
Tiene suerte que ninguna apertura penetró al cerebro.
Ms. Corey, did you want to respond?
¿Quiere responder a eso, señora Corey?
Judge, at this point, I would ask that you find aggravated battery. The arrest form indicates that they were already in the middle of a fist fight. Looked like it was mutual combat.
Muy bien, señoría, pido que en este momento usted encuentre que haya motivo fundado para agresión con agravante. Luce que estaba en el medio de una pelea a puñetazo.
So the witness says it was a fist fight. The victim said he just struck him, causing him to fall on the floor, and then
El testigo dice que hubo una pelea, la víctima dice que simplemente le dio lo suficientemente duro para que cayese al piso.
Right, so I believe the state is correct. There would be probable cause for an attempted second-degree murder, which is a bondable offense.
Yo creo que la fiscalía está bien, yo creo que hay motivo fundado para el delito mayor de asesinato, intento de asesinato en segundo grado, lo cual es un delito que tiene fianza.
in terms of the bond, the defendant's got a prior 180-day sentence for aggravated assault with a firearm from 2018.
En lo que es la fianza, el acusado tiene un antecedente 180 días por agresión con agravante con arma de fuego en el 2018.
He also has 3 other arrests for battery and an arrest for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Tiene también otros 3 arrestos por agresión y agresión con agravante con arma mortífera.
So those are crimes of violence.
Entonces, esos son actos de violencia.
Also, he was extradited out of state on a fugitive warrant in 2020.
También el 2020 hubo una extradición del Estado.
The state's requesting a $50,000 bond plus house arrest.
La fiscalía está pidiendo $50,000 de fianza más arresto a domicilio.
Ms. Corey.
Señora Corey.
Judge, Mr. Linus Argueta does not have the funds for a bond at this time. I would ask if you would consider house arrest as an alternate.
El señoría, el señor Linés Argueta no tiene los fondos para una fianza. En el momento pidiese si usted consideraría el arresto a domicilio.
All right, I'm setting his bond at $25,000 plus house arrest with a GPS monitor. Level 3.
Go ahead, Judge.
Level 3 house arrest.
You're gonna do level 2?
Estoy fijando la fianza en $25,000 de arresto a domicilio con el artefacto de globalización nivel 3 el arresto a domicilio.
All right. Are you concerned? What are you concerned with, State? Is it
Danger to the community and flight risk?
¿Cuál es la preocupación, Fiscalía? El peligro a la comunidad y que es capaz de huir, riesgo de huir.
A monitor would be able to monitor his whereabouts at all times, so that wouldn't really be a difference between level 3 and level 2 for that.
Tener el GPS puesto, estuviera siguiéndolo todo el tiempo, entonces eso no hiciera diferencia entre el nivel 2 y el nivel 3 de arresto a domicilio.
I'll do level 3 house arrest with a curfew from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Hago el
Waive costs
nivel
and
3 de
fees.
arresto a domicilio con toque de queda de las 11 p.m. a las 6 a.m.
Waive costs and fees of house arrest.
Renuncia a los gastos de el arresto a domicilio.
Good day, sir.
Buen día, señor.
I have all the rest of the cases on the calendar, but for one of the Spanish interpreter, I believe. Next is Rafael Crespo Herrera, page 4.
Rafael Crespo Herrera en la página 4.
Oh, and Judge, just to let you know, and Mr. Fayyad, the hospital did respond that he does have benefits and he'll be here tomorrow if you order.
Okay.
Crespo Herrera may also be a hospital case.
All right, so sir, good morning. You were arrested for criminal mischief, $1,000 or more in damage.
Señor, usted fue arrestado por destrucción de propiedad ajena, $1,000 o menos de daño a propiedad.
So I will appoint the public defender's office for you, subject to financial verification.
Le voy a asignar la oficina del abogado oficio para usted, sujeto a verificación financiera.
So he's puncturing tires, but there's no value.
Tires of 5 vehicles, but I didn't see an amount of damage.
You said slashed tires of 5 vehicles because you broke down.
16 tires that were sliced in 5 vehicles.
Okay. Él rajó 16 llantas que estaban en 5 vehículos.
Do you want to call the officer to get evaluated for probable cause hearing?
¿Quiere llamar al oficial para que haga una causa de motivo fundado para el valor?
1 second, Judge.
Un segundo. Please.
Sir, you are ordered to stay away from the location where these cars were located. It's 8341 Southwest 40th Street in Miami, Florida.
Señor, usted ordenado mantenerse alejado de donde ocurrió estos daños a los vehículos, que está ubicado en el 8341 Southwest de la 40 calle en Miami, Florida.
You're not allowed to go to that location and you must stay away from there. Do you understand?
No es permitido acercarse a esa dirección de ninguna forma. ¿Entiende usted eso, señor? Si no será arrestado. ¿Entiende eso? ¿Entiende, señor?
No entendí nada.
I did not understand anything.
Judge, I'll bring the officer in for a PCH.
Reset it for a probable cause hearing. There's only probable cause.
Lo van a refijar para ver una audiencia para causa razonable.
Sir, I ordered that you stay away from the location where it's alleged you punctured the tires of 16 tires on 5 different vehicles.
Señor, yo les dije a usted que tenía que mantenerse alejado de la dirección donde se alega que usted ponchó las 16 gomas en 5 vehículos diferentes.
Ms. Corey, did you want me to reset this for the afternoon as well for hospital?
Vamos a refijarlo por la tarde
I
también
don't
para
know
el
if he has
hospital.
benefits. How long has he lived here in Miami?
¿Cuánto tiempo lleva viviendo él aquí en Miami?
Yo tengo necesidad de que no me siga más nadie.
I don't want to go to the hospital. My necessity is for no one to keep on following me.
Okay.
Porque estos carros me siguen a mí día y noche.
Because those cars follow me day and night.
I understand.
Yo
Sounds
entiendo.
like the whole hospital can help him, but I don't know if he wants to go or if he even has hospital benefits.
Yo no sé si ni siquiera tiene beneficio hospital, pero
How long has he lived in Miami? Does he have any where he can stay?
¿Tiene alguna familia aquí en Miami? Señor,
Familia, yo no tengo a nadie.
I don't have any family.
Yo no tengo cómo pagar un bono, no tengo cómo pagar nada.
And I don't have any way to pay the bond or anything.
Do you have a place to stay or are you homeless?
¿Tiene un sitio donde usted se puede quedar o está en la calle desamparado?
Yo voy a ir a Camilo House a pedir a socorro porque ya no aguanto más vivir en este país.
I'm going to go to Camilo's house to ask for help because I can no longer tolerate living in this country.
Okay.
Muy bien.
Where are you from?
¿De dónde es usted, señor?
De Cuba.
From Cuba.
Okay.
He's been here since February of 2020.
Está aquí desde febrero del 2020.
Yo nunca dije la fecha que entré.
I never said the date that I came in.
The state has the paperwork, though.
February 16th.
La fiscalía tiene los papeles. Febrero 16.
¿Por qué no me dan un ID? ¿Por qué no me resuelven un ID ya que no tengo cómo pagarlo?
Why don't they give me an ID since I don't have a way to pay for it?
Because this is, I don't know. You can ask your lawyer.
No sé.
I'll reset his case in the afternoon for probable cause hearing. We'll see him in a bit. We'll see you
Vamos a
later.
ver una audiencia león por la tarde.
That's unlikely. He has any hospital benefits anyway.
De todas formas, lo más seguro que no tenga beneficios.
Let me call the next case. Santiago Hernandez on page 6.
Santiago Hernández en la página 6.
Your Honor, reset him for hospital placement.
Reset it for PCH.
Okay.
Judge, who did you call next?
Page 6, Santiago Hernandez.
Santiago Hernández en la página 6 es el próximo.
Present.
Good morning.
Presente.
Sir,
Buenos días, señor.
You were arrested for carjacking. I will appoint the public defender's office for you.
Usted fue arrestado por secuestro en carro. Voy a asignarle al abogado de oficio. Okay.
So it's from November 11th.
De noviembre 11.
I guess he knows the victim, their acquaintances, and he pulled the victim. Let's see. He pulled the victim out of his vehicle and then pushed him to the ground.
Conoce a la víctima, yo creo, tiene conocimiento, la sacó del vehículo y la empujó al piso.
So there's probable cause for carjacking.
Hay motivos fundados para ese secuestro de carro.
Sir, you are ordered to stay away from the alleged victim, whose initials are EP.
Usted es ordenado mantenerse alejado de la presunta víctima, cuyas iniciales son E. Is it a P or a T, Your Honor?
E like Edward, P like Peter.
Thank you, Your Honor. E-P.
No contact with the victim either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties.
No contacto con la víctima, sea directo o indirecto, por teléfono, por escrito o a través de terceras personas.
And you must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim's home, school, and place of employment at all times.
Y tiene que mantenerse alejado por lo menos a 500 pies de la víctima, de la casa, la escuela o sitio de empleo todo el tiempo.
Do you understand the stay away order?
¿Entiende usted la orden de alejamiento?
Sí.
Yes.
He's 67. I don't know what's going on here as a mechanic. Do you have
No sé lo que está pasando. Tiene 67 años, mecánico.
Do you want money to post the bond, sir?
Señor, ¿usted tiene dinero para pagar una fianza si yo la bajo?
Sí.
Yes.
How long have you lived here in Miami?
¿Cuánto tiempo lleva usted viviendo aquí en Miami, señor?
24 años.
24 years.
Steve, do you have an objection if I set the bond at $7,500? I don't know what's going on here.
That's okay,
There's no price.
¿Tiene objeción fiscal si le fijo la fianza en 7,500 nada más? No sé lo que está pasando. Está bien.
Would you even consider ordering him into pretrial, Judge?
Pues consideraría ordenarlo a pretrial.
Right, the state could ask for a burn bat. I think Andy said he's got the money, so $7,500 is okay, Judge.
I'm okay with the
Yo creo
bond.
que 7,500 estaría bien. La fiscalía pidiese que pusiera la fianza monetaria.
It's a $7,500 bond. Have a nice day.
$7,500 de fianza, señor. Tenga buen día.
Next on page 8 is Hans Benitez.
Hans Benítez en la página 8 es el próximo.
Good morning, sir. He's the interpreter. Mr. Benitez, you want to stand next to your lawyer?
Señor Benítez.
Sir, you were arrested
Benítez.
for battery by a detainee and another detainee. I will appoint the public defender's office for you.
Usted fue arrestado por agresión a una persona detenida. Le voy a asignar al abogado de oficio.
Now, there's probable cause for the charge. Do you have a name of the victim?
Hay motivo fundado para el cargo. ¿Tiene el nombre de la víctima?
Roberto Corcho, Corcho.
Thank you.
Roberto Corchao.
So no contact with the alleged victim, Roberto Corcho, either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties.
No contacto con la víctima Roberto Corchao, sea directo, indirecto, en persona, por escrito o a través de terceras personas.
And you must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim, his home, school, and place of employment at all times when you're out of custody.
Y cuando salga fuera de custodia tiene que mantenerse por lo menos 500 pies de la víctima, de la escuela y al sitio de empleo o la casa donde viva.
Bond is $5,000. Have a nice day.
Fianza $5,000. Tenga buen día.
Can we take Mr. Fayyad out of turn?
Yes, Mr. Fayyad, can I have his paperwork back, please? It's a general. What page is he on? I called it earlier for the pastor for the hospital. Was that the one for the hospital?
Yes.
Oh, we have another interpreter here. Nice.
So
Ah,
Mr.
there's
Fayyad
two.
does have benefits, and the representative from Mercy will be bringing a court order tomorrow for your signature.
Does he need an interpreter?
No, he speaks English.
¿Hace falta intérprete? No, él
No, he does.
habla
So he
inglés.
has hospital benefits. That's great. So it will preset his case for the afternoon, and then it will print for tomorrow for me to sign an order. So he can be card only.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we have two interpreters. We couldn't get one before. Are you back, Jackie? Thank you, Mr. Morin.
Yeah, Juan is
I don't
gonna
know.
take off.
Am I supposed to take off, Jackie, or?
Yes. Read the roster there. That thing.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well,
Bye, Juan.
Bye-bye. Take care.
The rest of the cases are all Spanish speakers. So we have Renee Acuer Lopez, page 8.
Sorry about that, Judge. They didn't let me leave, so.
I'm sure you went via TV to come back here. It's all good.
Sorry about that. Do you need an interpreter for this next
Yes,
case,
the rest
Your
of them here, I believe all need interpreters. Spanish
All these need interpreters?
Yes. We had to wait. Good morning, Mr. Bequer Lopez. You were arrested for a case from August 22nd of 2023. Gesundheit. Say, got you. How do you say it in Spanish? Salud. No? Salud.
So he needs an interpreter or not?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Okay. Entonces, buenos días, señor Cuervo. Tiene una orden de arresto de agosto 27 del 23.
So anyway, I'm appointing the public defender's office for you. The charges are petty theft, 2 or more convictions, and attempting to use an anti-shoplifting device.
Entonces, señor, le voy a nombrar un abogado de oficio para que los represente. Tiene hurto menor y intentando usar un dispositivo de robo.
So it's alleged that back in August he stole 21 pairs of shoes, valued at over $1,200.
Entonces dice que en agosto usted intentó robarse 21 pares de zapatos, valor de $1,200.
And it mentions his prior convictions, so there would be probable cause.
Y mencionan las convicciones de antecedentes penales, así que hay motivo fundado por el arresto.
I'm not sure about the
cases are.
I'm sorry, can't hear you.
The open cases are from September.
Los casos abiertos son de septiembre.
So there's no hold on F23-19514B.
Entonces no hay en el F21-9354B.
And also no hold for case F23-19513B.
Y tampoco no hay ningún tipo de retención del caso F23 19543P.
Judge, I would ask that you find no probable cause for count 2 and that there's no indication that Mr. Becker Lopez used an anti-shoplifting device.
Yo estoy pidiendo a su señoría que no considere motivo fundado para
So
el cargo
it
número
says
2
he removed
y
the
la indicación de que el
You go ahead.
señor López utilizó un dispositivo de antirrobo.
Maybe criminal mischief. It says he removed the anti-shoplifting devices from the
We don't know
sheets.
how he removed them.
Dice que él se lo quitó, le quitó el dispositivo antirrobo. Sí, lo hizo, pero no dice cómo.
Sir, you are ordered to stay away from the Burlington Coat Factory store.
Señor, le han pedido que se aleje de la tienda de Burlington Coat Factory.
At 19191 South Dixie Highway in Cutler Bay, Florida.
Y la dirección es 19191 South Dixie Highway in Cutler Bay, Florida.
You're not allowed to go to that location. You must stay away from there.
No puede acercarse a esa tienda, tiene que mantenerse alejada de ella.
So I'm setting.
¿Entendido?
Yeah.
Understood.
Okay. So count 1, there's probable cause for petty theft, 2 or more convictions. The bond is $1,500.
Ok, entonces esto replaced by Juan. La fianza es hay motivo fundado por hurto menor y 2 convicciones o más. La fianza es $1,500.
In count 2, there's probable cause for criminal mischief with a $500 bond.
Y en el cargo número 2 hay motivo fundado por con una fianza de $500.
Okay, have a nice day.
Que tenga buen día, ya puede tomar asiento.
Next we have Robert De Silva, page 9.
Buenos días, es Robert De Silva.
Good morning, sir. He needs the interpreter. You were arrested for tampering with a victim or witness and domestic battery.
Señor, le han puesto cargo por manipulación de una víctima o testigo en una agresión doméstica.
Sir, can you afford to hire an attorney to represent you in this case?
Señor, ¿usted puede contratar a un abogado privado para que lo represente en este caso?
Yes.
¿Sí o no?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
All right, so
Gracias.
are you okay then for the court proceeding now without an attorney being present for this first appearance hearing?
Señor, ¿usted se siente cómodo siguiendo con este proceso judicial sin tener un abogado presente actualmente en esta primera comparecencia?
Or would you like me to reset the case for the afternoon to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney to be present for this first appearance hearing?
¿O prefiere usted que escuche el caso esta tarde para darle una oportunidad para contratar un abogado privado para que esté presente en esta primera presentación?
No, yo me siento como así y después en la próxima diré a mi abogada, pues, pero no tengo mucho que decir. Pues.
I really don't have much to say, but
You don't have to say anything. Do you want me to proceed now? So that
pero señor, la pregunta es si usted quiere proseguir ahora o quieres dejarlo para la tarde.
No,
Tienes que hablar alto al micrófono.
No, sorry.
I'll take it now.
Thank you. So, sir, I'm ordering, I've reviewed the arrest affidavit and there is probable cause for the charges.
Yo revisé la hoja de arresto y hay motivo fundado por los cargos por ser arrestado.
You are ordered to stay away from the alleged victim whose name is Maria Marique.
Sí, usted le han pedido que se aleje de la supuesta víctima que se llama
Maria
Marique. Mauricio Marique.
Maria
Marique.
No,
Marique.
No contact with the victim, either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties.
Okay.
No puede tener contacto directo o indirecto con la víctima en persona, por escrito, por teléfono o por tercera persona.
And you must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim, her home and school, and place of employment at all times.
Y tiene que mantenerse a todo momento a 500 pies de la víctima, su residencia, empleo y cualquier instituto académico o lugar donde ella frecuente. ¿Entendido?
Do not engage in any. I'm sorry. Do not engage in any criminal activity. Do not use or possess illegal drugs.
No puede participar en ninguna actividades criminales, ni tampoco utilizar, poseer drogas ilícitas.
Do not use, purchase, possess, or carry a firearm, gun, weapon, or ammunition.
Tampoco puede utilizar, comprar, poseer o portar arma de fuego o munición.
You must immediately surrender any firearms, ammunition, and any concealed weapons permits to the nearest police department and file a receipt with the court.
Tiene que entregar, si es que lo tiene, cualquier tipo de arma de fuego, munición o permiso de armas, y también tiene que entregarlo a la comisaría o departamento de policía más cercana y obtener un recibo y luego presentar ese recibo con los tribunales, los secretarios del tribunal.
And you may return to the victim. If the victim has moved out, you can go back to the home, but if she hasn't moved out, then you can only go there one time only.
Usted puede ir a la casa si es que la víctima se ha mudado. Usted puede regresar a esa dirección, a esa casa, pero si sigue ella ahí, no puede ir. Solamente puede ir una sola vez para recoger sus pertenencias.
That's with a police officer.
Y es con la escolta de una policía una
Within
sola vez.
24 hours of your release from jail.
Dentro de los 48 horas que lo suelten de la cárcel.
So that you can retrieve your personal clothing, health items, medication, personal and business-related paperwork, and work tools.
Y eso es para solamente sacar sus pertenencias personales, medicinas o documentos, documentos de negocio o herramientas.
If you go to the victim's home without the police, or if you stay there, you will be arrested.
Si usted se presenta a la casa de la víctima sin la policía, lo van a arrestar.
And the police will request copies of all keys and garage door openers from you to turn over to the victim.
Y en ese día la policía le va a pedir que entregue cualquier llaves o cualquier dispositivo de garaje, puertas de garaje o portones para que se las pueda entregar a la víctima. ¿Entendido?
Do you understand the stay away order?
I have a daughter.
¿Entendido?
Yes, yes.
He had a question,
Yes,
Judge.
understood. He has a question.
I have a daughter. I can see my daughter.
So, third-party contact is permitted for exchange of a child for time sharing?
Claro, las visitas con contacto es permitido si es que tienen una niña o hijos y es para hacer el intercambio de visita. Se puede hacer con una tercera persona.
But if you go, I'm sorry, 1 second. If you're not married to the mother, you don't really have any legal rights to see the child.
Si usted no está casada con la madre, usted de verdad no tiene ningún tipo de derecho legal para ver a la menor.
So the way I don't know if your child was born here or out of the country, but the way Florida law is written is that when the parents are not married, the mother has all the rights to the child.
Ahora, yo no sé de qué país es usted, pero la ley de la Florida indica de que cuando ustedes no están casados, la madre tiene todo el derecho 100% de esa criatura.
So you would have to go to family court and file a petition to determine paternity in order to establish your parental rights.
Para establecer sus derechos de padre y que tenga visita, usted tendría que ir a la corte de familia y presentar una petición con un juez para determinar la paternidad o patria potestad para establecer sus derechos de padre. ¿Entendido?
And also the family
Okay.
court can give him a parenting plan and time sharing schedule as well.
Y también ya cuando usted presenta petición, entonces hacen un horario de visita un horario de visitas y manutención y ese tipo de cosas.
And
¿Está bien?
you should contact an attorney who practices in family law to explain all of your rights.
Sería prudente que usted consulte con un abogado de familia para que le indique todo el proceso ese de la corte de familia. ¿Está bien?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, got it.
Any objection if I lower the bond a little?
¿Tiene usted alguna objeción fiscal si yo le bajo a él la fianza un poco?
Okay, Judge.
All right. Count 1, tampering with a victim is going to be $3,500, and count 2, battery is $1,500. I don't know why it's charged as $1,000 there. It should be $1,500.
You know, it started printing out like that yesterday.
Okay, let me translate. Entonces, la fianza es la siguiente. La primer cargo de manipular víctima o testigo son $3,500.
You know, I'll make it $2,500,
El cargo
count 1.
número 2, agresión, $1,500.
Jackie, $2,500, count 1, $1,500, count 2.
Thank you, Judge. Primer cargo son $2,500, no $3,500. $2,500 de primer cargo, la fianza, y $1,500 en el segundo. Thank you for that clarification.
No, it's me. I changed my mind.
Okay. Ella cambió de idea. Eran $3,500 y se lo bajó a $2,500.
I lowered the bond a little for you.
Thank you.
Anyway, sir, good luck to you.
Buena suerte, ya puede tomar asiento.
So it was 2,500 and 1,500, correct?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. All right, next, Nelbri Becerra, page 10. Good morning, sir.
Buenos días, señor
Good
Becerra.
afternoon.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. Sir, you were arrested for domestic battery by strangulation. It's a case from October 14th of 2023.
Señor, le han puesto un cargo de violencia doméstica por estrangulación y fue un caso del 14 de octubre del 2023.
Can you afford to hire an attorney to represent you or no?
Señor, ¿usted tiene los medios para contratar un abogado privado o no?
No.
No, I don't.
I will appoint the public defender's office for you subject to financial verification.
Le voy a nombrar un abogado de oficio para que lo represente y eso es hasta que haya verificación financiera.
So there is probable cause for the charge.
Hay motivo fundado por ser arrestado.
Sir, I'm entering a stay-away order from the alleged victim, Neiris Shakin.
Voy a presentar una orden de alejamiento de la persona, la supuesta víctima, Neiris Shakin.
No contact with the victim either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties.
No puede tener contacto con la víctima ni directamente o indirectamente en persona, por escrito, por teléfono o por terceras personas.
No contact with the victim through social media or other electronic means.
No puede tener contacto con la víctima ni por medios sociales ni por otros dispositivos electrónicos.
And you must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim, her home and school and place of employment at all times.
Y tiene que mantenerse a 500 pies de la víctima, su casa, su trabajo y su lugar de empleo, mejor dicho, y donde frecuente, a todo momento 500 pies de la víctima.
Do not engage in any criminal activity. Do not use or possess illegal drugs.
No puede participar en ningún tipo de actividad criminal, ni tampoco utilizar o poseer drogas ilícitas.
And do not use, purchase, possess, or carry a firearm, gun, weapon, or ammunition.
Tampoco puede utilizar, comprar o poseer o portar arma de fuego, ningún tipo de arma o munición.
You must immediately surrender any firearms, ammunition, and any concealed weapons permits to the nearest police department and follow receipt with the court.
Entonces tampoco inmediatamente tiene que entregar, si es que tiene armas de fuego o munición, entregarlas al departamento de policía más cercano, y también si tiene permiso de portar armas, tiene que entregárselo al departamento de policía y luego entregar el recibo que le den allí a cualquier tribunal con los secretarios judiciales.
And you may return to the victim's residence one time only within 48 hours of your release from jail.
Puede ir a la casa de la víctima una sola vez escoltado con policía dentro de 48 horas que lo suelten.
Release from jail. Okay, you must be accompanied by a police officer.
Debe de ser acompañado por un policía.
So that you can retrieve your personal clothing, health items, medication, personal and business related paperwork, and work tools.
Para que usted pueda sacar sus pertenencias personales, sus ropas, medicamentos, documentos personales y de negocios, herramientas de trabajo.
If you go to the victim's home without the police or if you stay there, you will be arrested.
Si usted se presenta a casa de la víctima sin escolta de la policía y se queda ahí, lo van a arrestar.
And the police will request copies of all keys and garage door openers from you to turn over to the victim.
Ese día a usted también le van a pedir que entregue cualquier llaves que tiene usted de la residencia y también si hay dispositivos de garajes de puerta o puerta de garaje, mejor dicho, para que se las entregue a la víctima ese día. ¿Entendido? ¿Entendido?
Entendido.
Understood.
Thank you.
Gracias.
All right. This bond is $5,000. Have a nice day.
La fianza es $5,000. Que tenga buen día.
Would you consider any reduction according to the arrest form? He did turn himself in. No
Usted puede reducirle la fianza. Él se entregó él mismo, su señoría.
Have you hired a bondsman yet, sir?
¿Usted ya contrató un fiancista?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, you already hired his bondsman.
Ya él contrató un fiancista.
And so I'll leave the bond at $5,000. Can you afford to pay the bond? It's $5,000.
¿Usted puede pagar esa fianza de $5,000?
Sí, tendría que pagarla completa de una vez. No.
You mean I have to pay that in full?
No, you usually hire a bondsman and they take a percentage of it. I'll make his bond. Did you have any objection? I make it $3,000.
Hey, Judge.
$3,000
Sí.
bond.
La juez bajó la fianza a $3,000. ¿Está bien?
Está bien.
Have a nice day.
Third party contact for any child care issues.
Contacto de tercera persona para poder tener visitas con lo menor.
How
¿Puede
old's
usted
your
hablarme
child?
de eso?
How old is your child?
¿Qué edad tiene su hija o hijo?
Son dos niños, uno de 6 y uno de 14 meses.
There's two. One is 6 years old and the other one is 14 months old.
All right, so third-party contact is permitted for exchange of the children for time sharing.
Está bien, entonces se va a permitir contacto de tercera persona que tiene que conseguir tercera persona para que pueda tener contacto y visitas con los menores.
But if she does, but if the victim does not want to agree to let you see the child, you will have to go to family court to obtain visitation of your children.
Ahora, si la madre no permite que usted tenga visita o no está de acuerdo a que usted tenga visita, usted va a tener que presentarse a la corte de familia para que usted presente una petición para las visitas de sus hijos.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gracias. Ya puede tomar asiento.
All right, then I have another case left. I don't know if he's here. Emmanuel Posada, I've been passing it. I don't know if he needs the interpreter. I don't think so, but we'll see. Hello, good morning, good afternoon. Do you speak English?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Jackie, you're free to go. We're going to start again, I hope around 1:30, maybe 1:45, I don't know.
Okay.
Thank you.
All
Sir,
right.
good afternoon. You are
Bye-bye.
listed for two cases. One of them is, they're both grand thefts. One's from, it's from Saks Fifth Avenue on November 13th at 12 o'clock, and then there's a second one from Saks Fifth Avenue at 4:32. So I'll appoint the public defender's office for you. And I'm ordering that you stay away from the victims, BR and JA, no contact with those two alleged, I'm sorry, I didn't even say the charges. One is grand theft, the other case is an armed robbery with a firearm or deadly weapon and battery. So you're ordered to stay away from the alleged victims, BR and JA, no contact with those alleged victims either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties. And you must stay at least 500 feet away from the victims, their home, school, and place of employment at all times. You are also ordered to stay away from the Saks Fifth Avenue store at 7535 Southwest 88th Street. You're not allowed to go to that store and you must stay away from there. Do you understand, sir?
Sure.
Okay. So the first case, he, was it some shoes? Oh, he went to the Louis Vuitton.
Thanks for watching and thank you for all your support.
Thank you so much for 100,000 subs.